All right, guys, in this video, what we're going to be doing is taking a little bit of time to talk about some of the games that Sony has released this month, because tomorrow, Death Stranding Directors Cut is launching, and as far as I'm aware, that's pretty much the last major title that Sony is going to be releasing for the remainder of the year, and we're going to go into 2022, and it's looking absolutely stacked. And so I just wanted to take a couple of minutes here to go over some of the Metacritic scores for these games that launched this month, because Sony has been doing a phenomenal job, in my opinion, delivering quality games on a consistent basis. I feel like this is a recurring theme with PlayStation. It's actually something we've been discussing for years, but specifically looking at the launch of the PlayStation 5 up until this point, I think at the launch of the PS5, people were already very impressed with just how good the launch lineup was. They were wondering, is it going to remain consistent going into 2021? It did for the first half, and even now with the second half of 2021, even though Horizon Forbidden West did get delayed out of this year, in my opinion, Sony's still finishing very strong here. So we look at the Metacritic score for Death Stranding Directors Cut. In my opinion, Death Stranding is a masterpiece. I know it's not a game that's going to be for everybody, but I'm hoping that more people are willing to give it a chance this time around. Seems like, based off of everything we're hearing about Death Stranding Director's Cut, it's a worthwhile upgrade. It's a pretty meaningful upgrade, and I really enjoyed my time with this game. And it's sitting at an 87, and that's based off of 45 critic reviews. So that's a lot of reviews, and that's a very high score. I think that's actually higher than the original score as well when it first launched in 2019. So Death Stranding Director's Cut, that's coming out tomorrow. But then if we move over to Kenna Bridge of Spirits, a lot of people talking about this game, a lot of excitement for this game. I've heard nothing but good things about this game. Now, obviously, it's a little bit lower. It's sitting at an 82, but that's still very good. I think what some people are failing to understand with Kenna Bridge of Spirits specifically is this is Ember Lab's first ever game. This is the first time they've ever released a video game, and to get, an 82 based off of 39 critic reviews, that is, in my opinion, pretty impressive. But you look at the user score, and that's even more impressive, in my opinion. So far, it's only at 257 ratings. That's obviously going to climb, and it'll be interesting to see if it can stick around this 9 area where it's sitting at. I doubt it will, because I mean that's very difficult to pull off. But right now it's sitting at a 9 user score, and I've seen a lot of you guys in my comment section just absolutely gushing over Kenna Bridge of Spirits. And so, it's interesting because I've seen some hyperbolic takes on the internet, go figure, where there are people who are making it seem like Sony is not, their second half of 2021, it's dry. They don't have anything. They're not going to be able to compete with Microsoft, because Microsoft is going to be dropping Forza 5 and Halo Infinite. And I'm like, I don't think that's the case at all. Based off of what I'm seeing and from where I'm sitting, it seems like there's actually too much releasing at one time, right? So I do find it interesting that Sony wanted to stack September. If I had to guess why they're willing to do that, it's because they know that during the holiday season, October through December, that's when the most amount of games release in the shortest amount of time. And it just seems like Sony prefers to get out of the way of that, which I think is actually a smart thing. So yeah, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, very impressive. And then, we were talking about this as well. I made a separate video last week, but Deathloop sitting at an 89 based off of 100 critic reviews. I gotta say, man, that's very impressive. And we talked about why this is also a good thing for Microsoft, possibly in the long run. But right now, it's a great thing for PlayStation 5 owners. And, if you're playing it on PC, who would have thought Deathloop would almost be sitting at a 90? What's interesting is you look at the user score. The user score is not looking too great at a 6.2, has 714 ratings. I don't know if this is getting like review bombed or something, but I have seen quite a few people kind of talk about Deathloop and saying they don't fully agree with the Metacritic score, with what these, reviews that are giving it a 10 out of 10 are saying. I can't speak to that myself. I haven't played it yet. But it seems like from the user perspective, and not necessarily a critic perspective. It's a little bit more mixed, but still, nonetheless, I'm sure Arcane's feeling incredibly proud at sitting at an 89, and I'm sure Sony's feeling pretty good too, because they're like, hey, we believed in this game. We scooped this game up as a timed exclusive, and looks like it was a good move. And I think a game that went under the radar a little bit is Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. This is another, smaller title, an indie game, but still, it's a game that Sony showcased a few times, sitting at an 81 based off of 27 critic reviews, and it has a user score of 7.6, which is based on 56 user ratings. And so, again, I have to reiterate that all of these games are September games, and they're all exclusive to the PlayStation console. I think a lot of them are releasing on PC. Pretty much, I think all of these games, actually, that I'm talking about are on PC. So Fist is on PC, Deathloop, Kenna, and Death Stranding. But again, you look at this, and it's back to back to back to back game releases that are all just doing great. And so I guess where I'll close out this video is I just want to say that, looking at the way Sony has handled their game releases, pretty much since the launch of the PS5, you look back at the launch of the PS5, there was Demon Souls, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Sackboy, right? And then we get Returnal. We're looking at a Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. We get Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Get Ghost of Tsushima Directors Cut. I know that there are some people, that we're not going to look at something like Death Stranding Directors Cut or Ghost of Tsushima Directors Cut and really consider it like a big deal. I mean, you don't have to make a big deal out of it. I think it's totally fair if you remove them from the list. But, you got to admit that at the very least, Sony has done a good job in making sure there's a lot of content on offer, both big, medium, and small, in terms of the size, scope, and scale of some of these games. And so, it seems like we're going to enter the first potential lull period since the PS5 launched I guess it'll be between October and February of 2022. Between that time period, as far as I'm aware, Sony doesn't have any major releases scheduled. There are some people who are asking me, like, do you think it's possible Sony's going to have like a stealth release? I don't think so. That just doesn't seem to be a thing that Sony does. Anything's possible, but I wouldn't expect that. And so, as I said, there's going to be a lot of games to carry the PlayStation 5 throughout the holiday season. January is going to be all about Elden Ring, and then come February of next year, we're going to be starting out the year as strong as we possibly can with, multiple releases. You're looking at Sifu, and then you're looking at Horizon Forbidden West, and it only gets more intense from there going forward. So yeah, I just wanted to, take time here to kind of cover these games. I'm still currently playing Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. That's why I'm not like giving my impressions on any of these games. I haven't gotten around to playing them yet. And because I feel like, Sony isn't releasing anything major between now and next year, I feel like it's going to give me plenty of time to, take my time and make my way through these games, in the way I want to. But I definitely had to, take time here to go over this and just kind of look at what's going on here, and it's looking pretty good. So I have a tremendous amount of confidence when it comes to Sony and how they're going to handle game releases pretty much every year going forward. Like I said, there will be some lull periods here and there, but all in all, it's been a great, I guess I'll say it's been a great first year for the PlayStation 5. I know that the PS5 isn't going to be out for a year until, November 12th. So we still got a little bit of time, but, so far it's been really good. Definitely above average. And if Sony can keep releasing games this consistently that are this high quality, there's also some other games I haven't mentioned as well. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. I think like Tales of Arise is another one that people are absolutely loving, right? So there's also these other titles like the Neo collection. It came out earlier this year. So the list is actually larger than what I'm making it sound like. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about any of these games. Let me know what you think about their Metacritic scores and whether or not you're playing them or you plan to play them. I will be interested to see what you guys have to say. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.